So what's different this time is that we're not drinking out the Doctor Who mugs because you killed one of them.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, the Matt Smith mug is gone, guys.
Oh, I dropped it, or I dropped something on it.
Yeah, and it chip-head and then shattered.
Sorry.
And didn't regenerate into a Peter Capaldi mug.
It didn't. Well, I'm kind of glad about that.
What if it had regenerated into a Malcolm Tucker mug?
I would be fine with that.
Yes, I'd be delighted.
So I am Moomins.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
Oh God!
Sorry.
And I am the White Rabbit from Disney's The One with the White Rabbit. And welcome back to another Doctor Who review. Specifically a between the seasons review.
Yeah.
We went away for quite some time after having watched a bunch of stuff.
What happened?
Yeah, not sure why we went away or anything, but yeah. And it took us a little while, a couple of weeks since we've got back, to finally finish this mini marathon before we start properly with Series 4 of Doctor Who. Now, we've cheated a little bit. We obviously haven't watched the opening story of Series 4 because you can't anymore! But we have watched the second story of Series 4, which is The 10th Planet, which is Hartnell's last story. We're going to talk more about that in our Series 4 video. But it's weird, isn't it? Because you started this marathon, you decided to do it.
Yeah.
And did you realise how big of a task it was going to be when we started, really?
Well, I think we talked about this in the first one, but I saw your DVDs in the office and thought, oh, I don't know why I thought this is a huge waste of time. Each disc is an episode.
No, each disc is a story.
Okay, maybe I thought, yeah, it's a story, but it'd be like 2 episodes max. And why would you waste so much... Why would you waste a DVD with such little space? But anyway, naive little me.
Well, now
so
you know,
I have no idea it would take us... This is going to take us ages.
From starting our marathon to ending Series 3... and that's just watching the published DVDs. And a lot of people have been saying to us, "Oh, there's a recon here, and there's, I know someone's made an audio version here." But the idea is that we're doing the marathon with just the 2 Entertain official DVD releases and any recons they've released as part of their extra features. Simply because, we both have lives and jobs.
We have jobs,
and the easiest way for us to both be in sync is to have these, these dates essentially of right tonight we're going to start this story. Yes. Tonight we're going to finish that story.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got half an hour before we get picked up. Do you want to watch one episode?
No.
What?
I don't. I don't want to watch that episode.
We're not watching the Censorites, dear.
Oh. Okay.
So you saw the DVDs and thought, right, okay, so it's like 1 or 2 episodes, probably 45 minutes to an hour.
3 tops.
And what you found out is they're anywhere between 3 and 10.
Yeah.
And mostly contain a lot of special features as well, which makes the individual purchases worth it, I think. The fact that every story, for the most part, seems to have a documentary and some bonus features about that story.
And coming up.
And then, the coming soon trailers, which
for DVDs, yeah.
And then a lot of them also have, parts of other documentaries that run throughout the DVD releases. Mm-hmm. Stripped for Action and things like that, and the Celestial Toy Room and the Celestial Toy Room and things like that. So, we've it's been a biggie. But are you happy you've done it? Because the problem is this lot are expecting us to talk about each series now.
I know. I regret it. Let's just stop it now.
Yeah, this is it, guys. We're done.
This is the last episode.
The stupid thing is, by the time this video is up, we'll probably already be toward the end of Series 4, so... Yeah. But let's touch briefly on it, because we'll talk
just
about
kidding,
the story.
By the way, just emphasising that we're joking.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that.
So, we're going to talk about the 10th Planet in detail when we do Series 4, but what I thought I'd do here, in case you can't tell from the title and what's in front of us, is we took a bit of a detour. We watched 10th Planet, and then, because we were never really going to have this context before now to watch it in, we decided to watch something about what we had just seen, where it all came from, and what it was like for the people involved when Hartnell's era came to an end.
Oops, sorry. Yeah.
So we watched Twice Upon a Time, and which is now canonically his final adventure. Hope you're happy, Stephen. We didn't watch that.
We didn't, because I refused.
Although I think Matt and a few others suggested it to us. They said, try watching Twice Upon a Time, because in the First Doctor's chronology, that's now his last adventure. But we decided, no, we'll save that for the 12th Doctor's era when we get to that in about a year and 4 months.
I have to work myself up to watch that. I have to be possibly inebriated.
Based on how you've been with the first 4 episodes of Jodie's season.
Oh, freaking love it.
Yeah, so there we go. So there's a silver lining.
But also,
and when you revisit the ones you dislike, you'll always find bits you like about them.
I will laugh at how awful it is. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. But I just want to say, I didn't want to watch it because I have this attachment to little Billy Hartnell. I didn't want to ruin it
by having someone else
my
play
brain
him
thinking, oh, this is his last story, and it's like, but it's not really. It's not. Stephen Moffat just slipped it in there because he's Stephen Moffat, and we'll get to him when we get to him.
No, because when we first start talking about him, it'll be in a glorious, genuinely wonderful praise.
That's going to make me sick inside.
What we decided to do instead was watch the Mark Gatiss penned drama, An Adventure in Space and Time, which was part of the 50th anniversary celebration of Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't actually watch it on this DVD. We bought this DVD when it came out, but we watched it for the first time, cracking into the Blu-ray copy in the 50th anniversary box set.
Hooray!
Which I bought for... mostly for to have a DVD copy of the 5-ish Doctors reboot, because that's on there, to get the 2013 proms, and just a bunch of other special features. The bonus was, we got a 2D version of Day of the Doctor, just exclusive to that, with some extra features for Day of the Doctor, which weren't on the original release. We got Time of the Doctor, which is Matt Smith's finale, so I've not had to buy that individually. It's in that set. Great.
Yeah.
Right, new. And also, we ended up with the Blu-ray copy of Adventures in Space and Time.
What a random box set.
Well, it was pretty much everything that came out that year.
That is such a random box set, though.
How is it a random box set? It's because people apparently demanded it because it was a trilogy. It's got the Series 7 finale, the name of the Doctor in it, for some reason, but a load of special features on that disc about the program, including a lot of the not confidentials, but the clip shows that went around the time. Then the next disc's got Night of the Doctor on it. Well, I think that's on the first disc, the Paul McGann short, and a bit about behind the scenes of that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Then then disc 2 is Day of the Doctor, with a load of special features that weren't on any other release. Then disc 3 is Time of the Doctor, so the very next story, Matt Smith's final one, with special features.
Yeah, but you have those. Surely you have those episodes on.
Time of the Doctor, you don't. Day of the Doctor was a solo.
Yeah, but the others you do.
No, Day of the Doctor. Name of the Doctor's in the Series 7 box set.
Yeah, obviously.
Day of the Doctor is an individual release.
Right.
Time of the Doctor is an individual release.
Okay.
Adventure in Space and Time was only available on DVD, so if you wanted it Blu-ray quality, you got it in the Blu-ray version of that box set.
Right.
Complete with also the 2013 proms.
Okay, is that the one we went to?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
sweatiest place I've ever been.
A load more special features for this that weren't on this DVD. This DVD's got quite a few, but that has a bit more.
Yeah.
And also the 5-ish Doctors reboot on DVD.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, come on. You love the 5-ish Doctors reboot, right? Or was that a reaction to, oh, right, that's...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It just seems... I don't like it when they put episodes that you can already get in a box set on another DVD. It sounds like they're just trying to fill it out. It makes sense.
The modern era has made it really confusing. When it was the Russell era, you get a season, and then the next season box set would have the previous year's Christmas special and then that year's season in it. Moffat's mucked up orders really confused it. So Series 7 is the first one where you have 2 Christmas specials in it. It's got Doctor the Widow and the Wardrobe at the start, then the first half of Series 7, then the Snowmen, then the second half of Series 7. Time and the Doctor was the next Christmas special, but that was an individual release, or it was in that box, the 50th box set. Which makes sense because Series 8's Capaldi's, and it means there's not another Doctor randomly in the in the first episode of the box set before it moves on, so that's fine. Series 8 is as it is.
Yeah.
Series 9 contains Last Christmas. And then, oh god.
Nearly made a joke.
Series 10, luckily, and we've still not got this, but I've put it in my Amazon basket because the price does go down for the DVD copy every now and again. Series 10 has got The Husbands of River Song and The Return of Dr. Mysterio in it. But obviously for like a couple of years, because there was such a gap without a full series, people thought, oh, you've got to buy those individually. But they were put in the Series 10 box set.
Right.
So they're there, and that keeps it nice and tidy, meaning Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor are the only random odd floaters. Until Twice Upon a Time, the Peter Capaldi finale. Because that's an individual release, and it's very unlikely they will include that in Jodie's first set, because that would be really weird. So we're going to have to buy Twice Upon a Time at some point for our marathon.
Or could we borrow it?
No, because I'm a completionist. I was gonna save the one Doctor Who DVD. We've still not got a few of these ones, but the one I was going to save for the very end, the one I was going to buy very last, was Time and the Rani, because I had no desire to hurry to Time and the Rani because of its notoriousness. And when we mentioned that, friend, foe, Tom Rees-Kay, hello Tom, sent a parcel once he found this out, about a week after he'd stayed with us. And inside the parcel, aside from a creepy letter from a fictional version of a certain actor, he sent us the... It's dark, I'll show you later. Okay. He sent us a DVD, a VHS, and the Target novelisation copy of Time and the Rani.
I'm looking at it right now.
It was the greatest, worst gift we've ever received.
It was hilarious.
The VHS is here in the living room. It has a shelf to itself, shared in a little cubby with the room.
I've got to say, kudos to you, Tom.
Yeah.
That is funny.
That is a funny gift.
That is a very good gift. That's hilarious. Like, good effort getting hold of them. Jeez.
So because of that, maybe Twice Upon a Time can be our new... We'll get that eventually DVD.
Yes.
But enough about that, because we want to talk about the first time David Bradley, I was going to say was in Doctor Who, but he was in Doctor Who a year prior to this. He was in Dinosaurs on the Spaceship as Solomon. He was in that episode.
Oh, a random episode.
But this is a BBC4 dramatisation, like many BBC4 dramatisations about television. There've been loads of BBC4 autobiographical ones over the years. One's about like Kenneth Williams, I think, was the one that kicked it off with Michael Sheen in it. There's been Eric and Ernie about multiple wives. There's we own two. We own Eric and Ernie, and we own Best Possible Taste, which is the Kenny Everett one, which is really good as well. I like that one a lot.
Also fine.
I like that one a lot.
Nothing can compare to Kenny Everett though.
Oh, the guy who plays him is brilliant, though.
Yeah, no, he was. No, you're right.
He's definitely playing him.
He was.
But anyway, this is in the vein of that. This was to celebrate Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. It's the story of Verity Lambert. It's the story of William Hartnell. And it's the story of... Oh, God, I'm having a moment. The director of the first story.
IMDb it.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
I'm going to IMDb it.
Waris Hussein. Waris Hussein. And it's fantastic. It's brilliant. It starts out as about Verity Lambert. It's from her point of view. The day Sydney Newman basically says to her, look, you've been my assistant to help me out with stuff. This is great. You want to do more? I want you to produce this for me. Like, I've got an idea. Science fiction, educational thing. You go make it. Get the pilot done. Go do it. And it's the story of the BBC and sort of the industry's prejudice at a female producer and stuff in those days, and her dealing with it and meeting Waris Hussein and then working together to try and make it the best idea they can. And then William Hartnell comes into it. And slowly the story starts to become more about him.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Verity leaves at one point. She goes on to bigger projects.
So who's the actress that plays Verity?
Verity is played by... I can't see a cast list on the back of the box, so I'll have to have a little look up on that.
That lady was very good.
She's great.
She was very good.
It's a wonderful... Oh, hang on. Jessica Raine.
She was great.
And Sacha Dhawan. Sacha Dhawan plays Waris Hussein. And he's brilliant. And he was touted as being the 13th Doctor for a bit. A lot of people suspect he might be the 13th Doctor.
That would be nice.
And of course David Bradley as... whatchamacallit? William Hartnell. And Brian Cox, the real Brian Cox, as Sidney Newman. Chomping on a cigarette holder.
Oh my god, he was chomping.
With his pencil moustache.
He was chomping.
It was hilarious, because within a week of watching this, we'd also watched Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Where he's got a big prosthetic nose and he's playing a grumpy old man who gets attacked by a demonic Halloween entity.
The first thing I ever saw him in, I think it was
X-Men 2.
X-Men 2. Wolverine!
Brian Cox is amazing. He's one of those actors that I love watching whatever he's in. When I see he's in something, I'm curious. There's a drama coming out soon, I can't remember what channel it's on, I think it might be Sky Atlantic or something, that's basically an adaptation, without obviously being directly about them, about like the Murdoch Empire, and like the old elder father and the kids who've helped run the company who now kind of want to have it for themselves, and he's playing the Rupert Murdoch sort of stand-in. I really want to watch that.
I'm just going to say, because those three characters are the ones that jump out for me that he's done.
Yeah.
And that's a weird combination in my head right
now.
To
pictures William Stryker,
yeah,
old man from Trick or Treat, and Sidney Newman.
Yeah. It's such a weird combo.
All American. Well, Sidney Newman was Canadian, I think, but you know.
Well, he is American, isn't he?
No, he's a British actor.
No, he isn't.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
He's a British actor.
Brian Cox?
Yes.
The non-scientist one?
Yes, Brian Cox, the actor, is a British actor.
Are you serious? I'm going to look this up.
He's a British actor.
I don't believe you.
My God.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm being serious. He's a British actor.
God. My mind is blown.
And he's wonderful. He was the first person to play which iconic thriller/horror character on screen before another actor took it and became the one known as that part. It's based on a villain from a series of books.
The Krampus.
No, I can tell you the actor who sort of made the character famous.
Don't forget, I'm really awful with names.
That's right. The actor who made the character famous is Anthony Hopkins, but Brian Cox played the part first. Name rhymes with the thing he is.
Hannibal.
Yes, Hannibal Lecter was first played by Brian Cox in the film Manhunter, which is an adaptation of. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Red Dragon.
Red Dragon has its own film, though, doesn't it?
Later on it is, yeah, because they make them all with Anthony Hopkins in the role, apart from Hannibal Rising, where someone else plays him. This isn't about Doctor Who anymore.
Scottish!
Yeah, Brian Cox.
He works with the RSC, that's amazing.
Okay, so Brian Cox is Sidney Newman.
He's 72 years old.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Oh Christ.
Wow. I can't believe it. But I'd consider my mind blown.
Adventure in Space and Time, Lucy, what do you think? We saw this when we first... Adventure in Space and Time. When did we first watch this? We watched this...
When it came out. When it was out on TV.
Yeah. Were we in the flat or were we here?
No, we weren't here.
We had this house by that point, but we hadn't moved in properly yet. Yeah, because it was like the 20th of November, something like that.
We're watching A Master of Life and Death.
What? An Adventure in Space and Time?
No, I'm joking.
Oh my God. Are you on your phone during a video?
Yeah, I'm looking up when it came out.
When what came out? Adventure in Space and Time?
Yeah.
2013! It was part of the 50th anniversary celebrations!
Oh yeah, so why did you ask me that? Oh wait.
Because where were we when we first watched?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, we had just got this
We've been home 2 weeks and she's still jet-lagged.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. My head is killing me.
My God. This is why I married you.
What are we talking about?
Adventure in Space and Time.
Oh, yeah.
We first watched it go out.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we watched it live or if we watched it on iPlayer later that night, but we definitely watched it at the time.
I think we watched it with somebody. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, just ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about, clearly.
We watched it with Brian Cox.
What are we doing?
The scientist. The astrologer. What was it like revisiting this, for starters?
Very emotional.
Why do you think that was?
Because he was just like him. What's his name again? The actor.
David Bradley.
David Bradley, who was fantastic. I didn't forget his name because he's not important to me. I'm awful with names. So anyway,
I think 4 episodes in, they've figured that out by now.
I just want to make it clear because he's fantastic. He played him so well, and going on this journey with Billy Hartnell. Obviously, we've grown attached to him, and so seeing somebody else portray him, sometimes you might be a bit like, oh, well, you know, it's not going to be good, it's going to be this. But he was really, really good. And seeing him go through the behind the scenes, you know, his illness and with his granddaughter when he snapped at her, and seeing what he was like with those kids when him and his wife were walking the dog. It was like, oh, that's so heartwarming.
Like you can see it's very much based on stuff his granddaughter's written about him, and on stuff that Caroline Ford and the other actors like William Russell, who both make cameo appearances in it. They all speak. They all speak very highly of him, but don't shy away from the fact that he was a very nasty man sometimes, and a very short-tempered man. And we talked about this during our Series 2 and Series 3 reviews, but you can kind of see how comfortable he is with that first group making the show, and how upset he was when Caroline Ford left. Not just angry, he was upset about it, wasn't he? And then when Jacqueline and William leave, you can sort of... And it brings out an amazing performance in both Dalek Invasion of Earth and The Chase. Like genuine feelings, yeah, and he's resentful, but he also is going to miss them, and you can see him and Maureen O'Brien like bonding Vicky, and then after she's gone, he's having fun with Peter Purves, but you can see he's not clicked. Yet some of the Doctor's idiosyncrasies become perfect around that point. But this show, this is wonderful because it focuses very much on that first year of the show, and then it starts to change and move on quickly because it becomes more about its effect on Bill. And I love the stuff about when the new crews are in and they're like, so just have you stand there, and he's like, well, that's not how I open the doors. And it's based on a line. He says earlier on, where he says like, "Oh, I need time to work the controls," and Verity's like, "What do you mean?" Like he says, "Well, I've got to have it figured out." He says, "If I don't do this, the kiddies will notice these things." And it's like you realise, despite how grumpy he is, he's sort of like, "Yeah, no, he's got a point. He's right. He's thinking about the kids watching it." It's a wonderful sort of homage to Verity Lambert, Waris Hussein. I'm sure he's been asked about this several times. He does lots of Q&A and screening events, Waris Hussein. He's either based in or just outside of Manchester. No way. Because he does quite a few... Let's go see him. He does quite a few at Fab Cafe. Fab Cafe do a Doctor Who thing at least once a year, and Waris Hussein always appears,
No way.
And...
I like when people that were involved with something get involved with...
More than happy to chat away about it, nice, like... You really feel for them at the beginning of the story, and then you really get on board with Bill because you realise what good it's doing for him, and it's bringing out this warmth in him that maybe wasn't on the surface before, and then you see him sort of very, understandably upset, clinging to this good thing in his life when he knows it's slipping away from from his ability to keep up with it, and then that heartbreaking bit toward the end where like Sydney and some of the other execs and stuff have to make the choice. They realise that they want it to carry on, but not with
Isn't it when he goes home to his wife and he's talking about it, he gets upset about it?
That's after he's got the news. That's after he's had the meeting.
That's really, really upsetting.
And what's nice is Mark Gatiss finds some really lovely ways to work well-known dialogue into it in a way that's not distracting, but is obviously a little nod to people who have this stuff memorised because they've watched these stories again and again and again. But most specifically, it's that moment is really sweet where he's there and he's talking about... He sort of words it to his wife that he's made the decision and he's going to move on. And it's about time and all this. And it's this long, lingering shot of her just out of focus. David Bradley just sort of bent over the fireplace. And he just starts... I'm feeling all wobbly talking about it. He just starts to tear up a bit, and you can see him sort of really holding on. And he just says, I don't want to go. And he starts crying. She comes over and sort of holds him really tightly, and you're like, oh my God. And then when it sort of cuts to his final day, which we began with and we didn't realise. And there's that... It's a moment that feels odd if you don't know when the show went out. If you know the show went out during the 50th anniversary, this moment plays much better. I think if you didn't know that, you'd be a bit confused. But there's that lovely moment where he just sort of looks up and he sees Matt Smith. He sees the 11th Doctor, the current Doctor at the time, who just sort of catches his eye, and they both sort of look at each other, and he sort of gives him this like polite smile. And you realise in that moment it was such a beautiful summation of what he's started will continue to grow and mean something to people, and it will carry on. And that's fine. Like his work is done. As much as he would love to be part of it still, he's made the impact. Because, of course, William Hartnell's a big part of why the show's successful.
Yeah.
And there's a nice little sort of handover scene with Patrick Troughton, played by Reece Shearsmith, which is really weird. It's really odd, isn't it? It's really odd.
Yeah.
But it's cute, because the idea is... I think it's distracting because it's a last-minute guest in the special.
It's distracting.
And it just makes you sort of go, huh, like, had he been peppered throughout it in some way, like Patrick Troughton was something you were made aware of,
yeah,
it would be less distracting. Because you'd be like, oh, Reece Shearsmith's playing Patrick Troughton. Oh, that means he'll pop up at the end. But instead he just sort of pops up and it's like, that's Reece Shearsmith, it's Patrick Troughton, what's happening, what's going on?
It's kind of, oh, Reece Shearsmith, in that wig, wow. That's interesting.
But it's fun. It's that fan casting thing, isn't it? Of them going like, who do we put in the role of the cameo of Patrick Troughton in this? Oh, go on, let's put you know one of Mark's alumni in it. Like, it's cute. It's a cute little moment, but you sort of feel almost slightly resentful because you're like, oh no, because he has to go now. Like the next guy's here, he's going to leave. But that's the point. We know he goes because it's 2013 when we watched this and. We knew that he left, but still, it's very sweet. The stuff with Verity, who, again, Jessica Raine, absolutely wonderful. She's the spit of her sometimes in it, which is really, really odd. The progression of it's really nice, and it's just lovely. It's just very heartwarming, and then very upsetting toward the end, but it doesn't leave you on a bum note. It leaves you on a...
Yeah.
It goes on. Like, this was important and it had to happen for it to survive.
It's fun.
Because without him having to leave, the show doesn't continue.
No, exactly.
So...
it's fun, it's insightful, it's heartwarming, it's heartbreaking. All of the acting in it is fantastic.
Yeah, everyone is wonderful. And just those fun mental images of, like, the caveman trying to big up his role and... the Cyberman walking in a frame at the very top and then lifting a fag in and
it's amazing.
Just smoking a cigarette.
But also...
And the Menoptera just wandering around.
I know.
Like going for a cigarette break outside.
Anyway, I don't know about you, but I find something really charming. This might sound patronising, but I find it really charming to see old TV equipment. Like those,
that's very true.
Huge cameras. I love because there's a museum. Oh, I can't remember where it is, but it's a film and TV museum.
Yeah.
And it's I can't remember what it's called. I'll find out and you can put it in the description because it's definitely worth a visit if you like things like this. Because I mean, it's got like the first photographs ever taken and things like that. It's awesome. But anyway, and it's got all the different cameras from like the first ones used in the very early TV times up to like the latest, and it's so interesting to see them. That might be me nerding out there, but seeing that being used,
I think people who are watching two people go through the journey of Doctor Who series by series are not necessarily going to be put off by the notion of you nerding out. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Hi guys, how you doing?
It's very charming and nice to see. It's nice to see how far we've come as well. Yeah.
Oh, just the little nods to the technological tweaks they did at the time, like how the title sequence is created by like sending one lens back down into another one and feedback again.
Yeah.
And they only touch on it, and people said at the time, like, why do we only touch on it? It's really important. But they said we had to pick our battles, and it was the story of Verity and William.
Yeah.
But when they touch on the work of like Delia Derbyshire and then the Radiophonic Workshop and like the idea of the showing like the TARDIS, how they made the TARDIS noise, it's just like the key down the piano wire, and
how they came up. If this is true, how they came up with the central control,
or the console stuff.
Console, sorry. Just this guy putting a little couple of things together. Even if that's not true, just a visual of it is like, wow.
It's really sweet.
That's so simple. He came up with it just like that.
It's full of lovely, lovely little things like that. I'm thinking of bit where he says like, sort of my face could sort of appear in it, and someone like stands in front of the thing and says, "Oh God, no!
Oh God,
that's horrifying." It's like, oh, that's brilliant. Because they eventually get over that reluctance. very soon in where we're up to. But yeah, which means that Billy was the only one in the class that run nuts with his face in the title.
Billy. Oh really?
Yeah, Patrick gets it. John gets his face, and for one point, his whole body.
Who does?
John. Yeah,
really?
I think when you first see it, you're going to freak out.
Oh no! This is exciting.
Tom gets a couple versions. Peter gets a version. Colin gets a version. Sylvester gets the wink.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't.
And then we don't see it again. We don't see it again till Matt. Matt gets his eyes, his face is his second title sequence. The one when the him and Clara era where it's going through like sort of vortexes and like clouds and stuff. You see some of the 11th Doctor's face in the clouds.
Oh, yes, you do.
And then Capaldi gets the eyes.
The eyes, yeah. Because those brows, man, wow.
Them brows, son.
Fabulous.
So, Adventure in Space and Time.
It was seeing the first time was like, oh yeah, look, it's Doctor Who. But seeing them filming the first episode and filming the pilot was like, ooh, look. I recognise this.
It's really, really cool, especially because we watched the pilot by accident.
Yeah.
When we started this marathon. Oh, look, the DVD's a film reel.
That's awesome.
And there's an alternate cover based on the annual.
That's great.
Which is nice. That's really cool. I might switch that around now, actually. That's quite cute. I kept it that way because it sort of fit the anniversary releases with the then shorthand logo. David Bradley.
David Bradley. Sorry. He is amazing in it.
Yeah.
Really, I forgot that it was David Bradley.
He's wonderful at playing William Hartnell and playing William Hartnell playing the Doctor.
Yeah.
We'll leave that there. So I find it really bizarre that they asked I find it bizarre that they did a first Doctor multi-Doctor story with the 12th Doctor anyway.
Oh, right.
But I find it doubly bizarre that they cast Bradley because I get it. He knows the shorthand.
Yeah.
He knows the shorthand.
Yeah.
But he wasn't playing the first Doctor in this. He was playing William Hartnell and the first Doctor played by William Hartnell.
I've never thought about it, but yeah,
it's really, really odd. When he first rocks up at the end of The Doctor Falls, I remember saying to you, because I watched it going out, I think you were in the kitchen, and I just went, come back here. Do you remember when I rewound it? And I was like, what the hell's that? Like, what is going on? There's going to be a first Doctor crossover story. What the hell is this?
I've just realised, every time you watch an new episode with Peter Capaldi, I'd either not be in the house,
or you'd be
get
doing
up
something
and
else.
leave.
Sometimes you did something else, but you'd have your headphones in.
You'd be like, just stay and watch this, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm just going to go and do something.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't insane and not enjoying it.
Oh, there's washing needs doing. I'd rather do that instead.
God bless Peter Capaldi though, man.
Oh, good effort.
There's an alternate universe where he got to be the best he could be.
If he was
the greatest thing since the Zarbi. Oh, Capaldi.
Oh, bless. But no,
hi Billy.
If he'd have been on his own, it might have been great.
Just Peter Capaldi, just in a room.
But he was.
Hello, I'm Doctor Who.
I would watch that, but
well, heaven sent.
I love Peter Capaldi. I really do. And do you know what? In the thick of it, he's amazing. There's nothing like the thick of it. But
and in the loop. I love the fact that everyone else is a different character in that, except him.
Yeah.
Because it's like Malcolm Tucker's too eternal.
There would be an outcry if he was different. But he was put with Clara, and what can you do when you're put with such a shitty character? Sorry.
More on her in a year and a bit. Now,
I can't help myself.
Before we left the Hartnell era, I decided now would be the perfect time to look at the other Doctor Who from the 60s. I had seen the first of these. I'd never watched the second in its entirety, but I felt like I had. There's that whole cultural osmosis thing, the amount of clips I've seen and stuff. And we watched that second one tonight. During the 60s, for those who don't know, you lot know,
if you went
there were two Doctor Who movies, specifically two Dalek movies, capitalising on the popularity of the Daleks, Dalek Mania, of which there's a documentary on it. We watched a little bit of that. And basically, Terry Nation sold the rights, or the license to use his scripts, to be adapted into feature films. And his scripts at that point, by the time the first one was the Daleks, so the mutants, the first six-part story or whatever it was, the second Doctor Who serial.
Yeah.
And then by the time that movie was out, people had just been watching the Dalek invasion of Earth go out, the Series 2 story, which is then adapted into Doctor Who and the Daleks, and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. because science fiction titles. I can't believe that poster. So what you guys are seeing is the front cover, which is just it's a really nice cover. It's a DVD called The Dalek Collection. And it contains the 2 movies and the Dalek Mania documentary. Nice cover. The posters are on the back. Doctor Who and the Daleks is a big cool Dalek poster.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dalek Invasion Earth is some Daleks in the background, some humans in the background, and just a Robo-Man really close up at the front.
What's he holding?
A gun that he's firing at the person looking at the poster, I guess.
Oh.
Okay, so...
That poster is way more exciting than any of the film in any of the parts.
These movies feature the character Doctor Who, his granddaughter Susan, and his granddaughter Barbara. Susan's a tiny child, Barbara's a young woman, and Barbara's sort of the gentleman who's courting her, who's called Ian, comes over, and they introduce Ian to TARDIS, which is Doctor Who's invention, which is a time and space machine that looks like a police box, but inside is a laboratory, and they accidentally trigger a dematerialization, not knowing where it's going, and they arrive on the planet Skaro, where the Thals are hiding out in the woods from the Daleks, who run their cities now. These armor-plated, static-powered creatures who are trying to trick the Thals into a truce where they're then just going to slaughter them.
Yeah.
What was it like for you watching this for the first time? Because here's the thing, these are sort of beloved by, like, you know, in the worldwide lexicon of pop culture. People really like these movies. This was a lot of the planet's first exposure to Doctor Who outside of the UK. Because they had theatrical release, they had shitloads of toys, they were in colour. It's the first time you get to see a Doctor Who story in colour.
Yeah.
And admittedly, there are some pretty spectacular sets. The Daleks look great. There's some really nice explosive action beats where, like, Daleks getting blown up and, you know, like the consoles getting blown up and things like that in their laboratory.
Yeah.
What did you know about this before we press play?
I had seen parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another one of those times when my parents were watching it and I'd be like, "Oh, what are you watching? Oh, bye." I see.
That sounds so dismissive. You like sort of 60s and 70s entertainment, though, didn't you?
Yeah. But
I guess it was more like whatever time in your life you were sort of...
Yeah, but I'd always catch it, like, in the middle. So I'd be like, oh, I have a thing about...
That's not hard. 90% of it's the middle. In both of them, they rush through the setup within the first 10 minutes. And then the endings are sort of, goodbye everyone, 5 minutes at the end.
I have this thing that probably most people have, that if I've missed the beginning, no matter how much time I've missed, I think that's all I think of throughout the whole film. Like, I remember we went to watch Princess and the Frog once, and we were about 2 minutes late, and it ruined it. I was like, I don't know what happened.
Into the cinema.
What happened at the beginning? Yeah.
Yeah, we missed out on younger Tiana talking to her dad.
We did.
We came in as that sequence was ending, so we still got a complete narrative. Because we learnt about her daddy and everything, like, in the next couple scenes. But
we didn't see her little teeny tiny Tiana in a little dress.
Teeny-ana.
It's devastated, but anyway, yeah. So that's how I thought of it. Like, oh, I've missed him. I'm just
Jamie Foxx voiced her dad, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a cute. That is an understated Disney film. I freaking love that film.
Yeah, sort of an underappreciated, like.
But in Disney World, a lot of girls wanted to be Princess Tiana. So.
Yeah, and Tiana was in all the meet and greets, and she was in all the parades. That made me very happy. Yeah.
But anyway, why are we talking about Disney?
There's a new Tiana doll in the Disney store.
Blues.
Saw it the other day. She's holding a Naveen, and the Naveen's like this.
Stop.
It's great.
Is she in the blue dress?
Yes.
Yes.
It's really cool.
What were we talking about? Doctor Who, right?
Doctor Who. So you were vaguely aware of what these films looked like.
Yeah. And then knowing and starting to love Doctor Who, I became very offended by these because he called himself Doctor Who.
Was that prior to our marathon, or...?
Dr.Who.
Yeah.
And it's never explained.
Well, his name is Who. Like, his surname is Who. He's Doctor
What's
Who.
his first name? What's he a doctor of? Science.
Well, he's an inventor.
Doesn't mean you're a doctor.
Wow. Anyway,
so
we go through this marathon. We watch series 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
and the 10th Planet. Sorry, the cat's just yawned.
Sorry, Dolly's snoring.
So we watch all of Hartnell.
Yeah.
And you grow to love it.
I really didn't think we were going to watch these.
Just taking a stab. Your favourite section of the Hartnell era is that first series and a half with
Ian and Barbara.
Well,
Ian
I'd say the majority of the first two series, whenever Ian and Barbara are in it.
Yeah.
Like, Susan's not a linchpin of your enjoyment because you enjoyed Vicky more than Susan.
Yeah.
But Ian and Barbara's presence. Ian and Barbara's
really
presence
annoying.
was like your favourite part.
And the reason why they got into lots of scripts.
So your favourite TARDIS team is Doctor, Ian, Barbara, Susan / Vicky. Like, that era is your favourite run so far. Okay.
So watching this and hearing him say that Barbara was his granddaughter, I was like, I'm out. No, I'm out.
This is my granddaughter, Susan and Barbara.
Also, Barbara's hair. What? That was
Susie,
like a planet
Susie,
of its own.
Little Susie.
Had an atmosphere of its own.
Little Susie.
So, yeah, and then realising that they were doing that episode.
Just remaking the Daleks.
God, this is painful.
Now, what did you think of... I'm just going to say this now, for both films. What did you think of Cushing? He's not playing the Doctor as we know him, but he's playing quirky old inventor. He's pretty enjoyable
Peter
to watch,
Cushing is a fantastic actor. So I liked it.
There's a big Hammer Horror box set just over there, which is yours.
Yeah.
Full of Cushing goodness. Full of all 5 doses of Cushing for your daily Cushing. That makes no sense.
Yeah. So I already had an underlying love for Peter Cushing. You can't even see my hand there, so.
Yes, the famous it's a zombie.
Sorry, the cats have been adorable. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Peter Cushing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he didn't feel like the Doctor at all. He, like you said, he felt like a
quirky old inventor.
Yeah. Susan, I thought, was really adorable. Actually, I thought she was really sweet.
And fair enough for readapting it for a worldwide appeal. Going, well, it's for kids. Let's have a kid in there.
That made sense.
Like, fair dues.
And she was cute and smart as well.
Because she wasn't an alien. She was a cheeky Earth girl.
Yeah, cheeky. That's a good word choice.
Cheeky.
Barbara,
played by what's her name? Thingy Tovey. Roberta Tovey.
Roberta's a nice name. Anyway, yeah, Barbara. Not a massive fan of Barbara.
Barbara, like, who was it in the second one?
Nobody can replace Barbara.
What was her name in the second one? Was it Louise? Barbara, like Louise, are kind of just there in these two movies.
I preferred Louise to Barbara.
But that's because Louise wasn't a bastardisation of your favourite character.
She essentially was. She just had a different name.
Yeah. There's no explanation for her at all. No reference to Barbara or Ian.
Not at all.
The only reference to the first movie is that he sort of says, like, but we defeated them on their planet of Sky, but perhaps that was in the future. That's like it. That's the only reference to them at all. It's weird, isn't it? Over the 2 movies, the TARDIS travels in time and space.
Yeah.
And the first one it travels in space, and the second one it travels in time.
Yeah.
And both times they meet the Daleks.
Yeah. When they got home, do you think they just went, "Oh, I'm not using that again"?
Well, they didn't properly use it the first time. He leant on a thing and it landed on a button.
Hide the keys, Susan.
Susie, hide the keys, really.
Or are they going to do Back to the Future and leave it
Most fascinating.
Are they going to leave it on some train tracks and it's going to get run over?
What do you think of the look of Cushing? I think it's a very Doctor Who look.
It is.
It's a very cool look.
I like it.
Like Paddington, Rupert Bear.
Meets
Owl from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
With a little blue scarf.
There is definitely some Doctor in there. But it's so quick. And so, here, this is happening and you have to accept it all.
Well, both movies are under an hour and a half. I think they're both an hour 15-ish. So it's very sort of, they get to the point within the first 5 minutes and then they're there.
We've travelled off Earth. Oh, let's go.
What did you think of Ian? Played by Roy Castle, I think, in the first one.
I don't want to talk about it.
Is it because he was just a comedy buffoon and that was all he was?
Yeah.
Is that because for the film audience they thought, well, we need someone funny for everyone to find funny, so we're going to make the comic relief? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Let's talk the Thals. They're in colour.
Yeah.
So you sort of get to see what the look was going for in the Daleks.
Uh-huh.
Is it everything you ever dreamed and made you wish black and white was still a thing?
That first, shot where you see him like from feet up.
Well, they were talking about the Dalek Mania thing,
Wow.
where they like when you first see like the boots and the cape and everything, like, oh, who is this? And then you get to the top, and you're like, oh.
Wow, that's wow.
Yeah. Lando Calrissian.
Somebody designed
Lando
that.
Calrissian meets Starlight Express.
Yes, that is what an amazing description. That's hilarious.
It's not great, is it? It's not great.
No,
It's not great.
no.
What did you think of
No.
the look of the Daleks in both films?
Nice.
I think they look great.
Shiny, nice.
Yeah, like
New.
colourful. Like they really take advantage of the fact that it's in colour
Yeah,
to not just make them their original colour scheme of silver and blue.
yeah.
Like they make them sort of bright blue and
Yeah.
big black sort of roundel and nodes and weapons
Yeah,
and
excuse
gold
me.
strips and silver strips
Yeah.
and reds and the second one you get like the gold one and stuff. And they've got the bumpers to make them taller, which they then nick.
Yeah.
They then nick and use for the new Dalek props in the Dalek Invasion of Earth for the show.
Do you have any Daleks in here?
We've got a couple of new Paradigm ones just up there. They've got the bumpers. They retain the bumpers from the movies.
Is there a room in this house that there isn't a Dalek in?
The kitchen. And the bedroom.
Are you sure?
And the bathroom. And
No, the
hallway.
bathroom. There is a giant.
The bathroom.
Dalek.
The bathroom. Yeah, there is a Series 4 bubble bath that was bought as a prop at CBBC, and then they went when I pointed out it was a bubble bath. They went, "Oh, we probably shouldn't have that on set then, should we, in case it bursts open?" I was like, "We could empty it." And they just went, "Do you want to take it home?" I was like, "Yeah, all right, fair enough." We've never owned it. It's just a lovely ornament.
He's been in our every bathroom we've had. hasn't
Yeah.
he? Oh, bless him.
That's weird though, because they got it for me in like 2012, and it's from the 2008 merchandise, so that was already
Oh my
4-year-old
God.
bubble bath.
We have never opened it. We should probably open it and empty it.
Oh God.
It'd be like acid.
It'd be like that Ganga stuff.
Oh,
Just like plastic bits of Matt Smith
It
in
might
it.
actually be a creature.
Oh my God. If we empty it on the floor and then cover it in a coat and leave
Just
the
see
room,
a hand.
you just see a little claw come out from under the coat. Yeah, a little treat for everyone. We got that in this. We got a bit of the Dalek mutant moment in this, which definitely was a bit more frightening looking than the claw in the TV one, if I remember correctly, but it was also a bit goofy
Yeah.
in being in colour.
That's
Like
quite-
it being in colour took away
Yeah.
from it a bit.
And
Because in the
Ian
original
being
it's
goof
really
anyway.
in the original it's really creepy because it's just this black and white sort
Yeah,
of
it's
claw.
quite horrific actually because they think they've killed it and they're just like, Barbara, Susan, look away. You don't want to see this. And they just take this like alien corpse.
Susan, you're a wom. Don't look at this.
What does that mean?
A woman. It's stupid internet slang for people who are usually very ignorant.
I don't get that.
The woms should
tried
be
to stay off the
the
internet if
woms
possible.
should be in the kitchen. The security kitchen.
Oh, let's not go back there.
The arc, everyone.
Yeah, I think in the series that's done much more seriously. And I think if
Here
you-
it's played for laughs.
yeah, it wouldn't work the same if they tried to do it the same.
What do you think of them? They get around the logic of the studio like one take thing, continuous take with multiple camera setup thing of when the Daleks use their ray gun. You see them do that, and then it cuts to the close up of wherever they're hitting, and that goes sort of like negative film, like flashes to indicate them being shot. In this, they get around that because it's all big setups and they're doing multiple takes and everything by having it be sort of like a mist that sprays out the ray gun. Sometimes that comes across as quite horrific, doesn't it? Like, oh God, that's really horrible.
Well, the mist.
Yeah, like especially when they're crowded round someone and they just blast them. You think, oh God, it's like it'd be suffocating them and whatever. But other times it's just like, why are they spraying a fire extinguisher?
It's a fire extinguisher. That's what it is. It's a prop fire extinguisher. I recognise it.
Oh yeah, do you think all the fire extinguishers at your work have a Dalek gun for a
We
nozzle?
do. We have Daleks at work.
Oh.
And when there's a fire, we go, alright, there's a fire over there. Go at it.
This is Lucy's attempt at an open mic night.
Anyway,
dear. Stick to the day job. Where you have Daleks, apparently.
Yeah. What are we talking about again?
Daleks.
Yeah, what makes me laugh though is when the Daleks attack and then they are attacked back.
Mm.
They almost always like have like a little something blows up on them and then set on fire.
Yeah.
And I think it's really funny that they're spraying fire extinguishers and then they're set on fire. Or like as they're spraying the mist, it starts a fire and it's like, Well, that's the opposite of what it does.
Yeah.
I can't get that out of my head. So in the last film, where that sneaky bastard man gives the doctor up to the Daleks, he goes back into his little hut.
Mm.
And then, like 6 or 7
his
Daleks.
random shed in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
Which, I wonder why they've put a random shed in the middle of a field. Is it because they're going to blow it up? Yes.
Yeah, and then they spring all this mist, and then it blows up. I found that hilarious. That's the opposite of what it should do.
In the show, up to where we are in the marathon, the Daleks don't get tackled too much. They do a bit in Dalek Invasion of Earth.
People just grab them.
But yeah, in this,
grab them and throw
in
them.
these films, they're weak as shit.
Yeah.
Like they're like wet lettuce.
In the second one, there's a lot of people grabbing it, and there's 2 people grabbing it, and they're just like doing this. Like what is this doing? Or like just grabbing anything and just going.
As it goes on,
what does that do?
As the series goes on, the Daleks feel more like a physical threat based on how they're treated, how they're directed, how they're shot, and obviously in the modern era, they've from day one they've been treated like they're a tank. Like these things are a tank. So you don't see them really getting blown up or smacked around.
Yeah.
When those moments are rarer, it's more effective. Like in Dalek Invasion of Earth, when Barbara drives through 3 of them with that truck, it's really effective. In this, they're just getting pushed around like crazy. Well, let's move on, sort of like merge into Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Not even pretending that this isn't just to cash in on the Daleks anymore. Doctor Who's name isn't even in the bleeding title. And it's got a massive sci-fi name for no reason. Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. We'll just call it Daleks Invasion Earth. Or, Daleks...
The Invasion of the Daleks on Earth.
Daleks and the...
In the year
Invasion of Earth, or I don't know.
AD. In the future.
Well, the TV series it's based on is the Dalek Invasion of Earth. And this is Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. So this is presumably a little while after the first one for our main characters, but Barbara's not there and Louise is there. And Bernard Cribbins, lovely Bernard Cribbins, plays a policeman who just falls short of foiling a robbery and goes to the police box for help, which is a fun idea, that it being the police box being on a street corner in the time where they were around, and he goes to help.
I just remembered them.
Which, of course, is not novel in the film, because they were around still, I guess.
Yeah.
And then he goes in, and Peter Cushing's like, oh, he's knackered, he's fainted. Oh, well, I suppose we should take him with us. What?
Oh, okay.
And then they randomly jump to the future.
No, wait, you missed out that guy who's knocking on the door, like, oh, call the coppers. And
then they do the jump cut of it dematerialising, but they make it really quick. It just sort of goes vroom like that.
Just go.
But it clearly took way too long to get the prop move for the lighting. I think they were filming outside, genuinely, not in a studio environment.
On the studio.
Because the colour of the shot changes drastically in a split second. It's really weird.
But then this guy gets knocked backwards.
Yeah. And he just sort of looks at it. Go on, go for it.
I can't. You do.
Sorry. He looks toward the camera and he goes...
He looks in the camera. It's like, what just happened?
It's like, why? Is he the Ian?
Does he know they're being filmed?
This film has unnecessary comic relief again.
Yeah.
The difference is Roy Castle's was sort of... The stuff he was given to do in the first one was very obnoxious. The stuff Bernard Cribbins is given
What's he
in
been in?
this
Was he in the Carry On films?
Roy Castle?
Yeah.
We went over this last time. He's not been in much that we've seen.
Oh, because he seems like somebody that's been in Carry On.
That kind of era of comedy. And Bernard Cribbins gets a few more sequences in this where he gets to really kind of show off a bit of physicality, and it's very funny. There's a bit with the Robomen having dinner.
That's fantastic.
It's so stupid in the context of what you're watching and what's happening. Like, people are being lobotomized to be slaves.
You've got to keep people interested, though, haven't you?
Oh yeah, like it's not interesting that the metal mutant monsters are lobotomizing humans to mine for them.
He is funny. I didn't realise it was Bernard Cribbins at first.
Yeah,
I knew Bernard Cribbins was in it, but I didn't realise that was him.
I love the stunt where he's dangling over the door, where the door opens on the side of the building and there's no floor. He's just sort of dangling from the door. Because watching the Dalek Mini featurette, they talk about how all he had to hold on, there's like a strap around his wrist. That's the only thing that he's got to hold on to it, to be in place.
Jeez.
Yeah.
God, I bet that hurt as well.
I imagine so. And... I mean, there's a lot of physical stunts in it. There's a lot of small... When I say small sets, they're not small, but they reuse them a lot. So there's a lot of streets and tunnels that they keep reusing.
Yeah.
like that. The amount we should have played a drinking game, taking a shot every time the Sugar Puff sign appeared in frame.
Yeah.
We would have been dead by minute 15. It reminded me. It reminded you the stunt with the fella falling through the tarpaulin onto the rubble. It said it reminded you of the Indiana Jones stunt spectacular.
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, I said it.
You said it was like Indiana Jones.
No, I said this is some Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah.
But you knew straight away that I meant the stunt show at Disney.
Where the stunt show at Disney has like a marketplace sort of big setup with multi-story buildings, and you watch a scene play out over it. I felt it was like that because this was clearly just the same like big stretch of street, and they were just filming different angles of it again and again and again. It was like, oh, okay. So this is based on Dalek Invasion of Earth, which begins with them getting out the TARDIS, and then the bridge that they dematerialise underneath collapses, and massive freaking girders and rubble block their way to the TARDIS.
And again, it was Susan.
In this, that happens, but it's like two thin girders.
Yeah. They don't even try to get it.
They don't even try. They just stop looking at it and go, oh, well, I suppose we're going to go to Melissa. Oh, yes, Susie. Susie, how's your ankle? She makes a reference to spraining her ankle in the opening 5 minutes.
And Barbara goes to like
Louise
goes to soak up some of the lovely Thames water, which is definitely not toxic.
That's the thing. The films sort of try and avoid the darker subject matter, don't they?
That's a dark couple of episodes in the series.
Whenever we're by the TARDIS in the Dalek Invasion of Earth, we are constantly reminded of the situation they're in, like the world that London is currently a part of, because there's that massive bugger off sign that says, "Do not dispose of bodies in the river."
Yeah, do not dump bodies in the river. Yeah,
and it's like, oh, okay, it is Sugar Puffs commercial. That's the sign nearby, and it's the Sugar Puffs advert. And everybody in London who is under the thrall of the Daleks, who are their prisoners, look like extras from Heartbeat.
Yeah,
they all look like someone's just gone into a farmer's local and told everyone to get out. We need extras.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and they're all men.
Yeah, all men.
Until the last few minutes when they all escape the mine, all the people who are working in the mine escape, and it's suddenly 90% of them are women.
And the two nasty women in the cabin in the woods.
Oh yeah, them too. Oh, God, the way they play that. What a pair of cows.
Absolute
pair of cows.
Absolute witches they are.
They're the real villains here.
Yeah.
The Daleks are very ineffective in this. They look gorgeous.
Oh no, there's that.
But they do sod all.
There's that moment where the Dalek comes out of the Thames, and in the series, that is it.
It's haunting.
Super cool moment.
Because if you were watching that go out, you wouldn't know it was a Dalek story. In fact, I think when I put it on, I didn't tell you what story it was.
You didn't. I had no idea.
And at the end of episode 1,
it comes out.
It just emerges from the Thames.
That's an awesome shot.
And they recreate it here. And it's not as effective. It looks good.
It doesn't.
But it's not effective.
It doesn't look good.
It's not an announcement. And also, in that, there's no explanation for why it's happening other than it was a cool dramatic moment.
Yeah.
In this, why is there a Dalek in the water? What's going on? Like, what's going on? Why is it there?
It was meant for us.
I was looking for my goggles.
I went fishing.
I had left my watch in here. It's waterproof. Help me find it.
But it was obviously attached to some like a track or something, wasn't it? But it kept moving backwards and forwards. It's like, whoa, it's gonna fall in. So I wasn't paying attention to what was happening. I was watching this Dalek just going, whoa, will it, won't it, will it, won't it.
What about the strings on the Dalek ship?
Now that's fine.
Completely undercutting how cool it looked. Because it looked like you said it looked like a Thunderbird's craft or something.
Yeah, it was quite impressive.
And like the separately rotating sections that were spinning in different direction.
I don't think strings are a massive deal.
No, but there is a very obvious shot though.
Because
it might be because the restoration work done for the DVD transfer, but
I think I don't mind because I liked how people made those things. I did people used miniatures and made things. I think that's really awesome.
What was the miniature shot in this that we like?
The mine at the end.
Oh God, the crash
tower just went. Oh.
Yeah, the Dalek ship crashed into. There is a lack of sound effects in this. When things get punched or when things get hit or metal clangs against metal, there's not really any sound effect for it.
But the feet people walking, bang on.
Yeah, and the music.
Oh God.
You said every action scene in the second one felt like an Austin Powers parody because of the music.
Yeah, or James Bond at a party.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
Every action beat.
Did you like my little dance?
It was lovely. That
Thanks.
in many ways.
Very James Bondy.
Yeah, he does that, doesn't
He does. As a little
Sure.
boogie.
Blofeld, I'll get to you in a moment, but first I'm doing the Bertucci. As opposed to the Watusi, because Batman. Adam West was nearly Bond. Or at least was in talks about it at one point, and then they went, no, it's got to be a Brit. It's got to be a Brit.
He might have been a good Bond.
He played a Bond-esque character in a series of comedy commercials.
He needs to be a Brit. Let's get a Scotsman in.
Oh, but British, arguably, whatever. Bond is Scottish, though. The character is Scottish heritage.
Skyfall. That's all you state.
So
that's a James Bond film, you know.
Yeah.
Skyfall.
Yeah.
The song was by Adele.
What did you...
It's a good film.
What did you think, overall,
What are we talking about?
of the experience of watching Doctor Who and the Daleks and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD? What good things did you take away from those two movies? You said you liked Cushing's look.
It looked nice.
Yeah, the jungle looks pretty good in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Susan. I liked Peter Cushing. I liked Susan. The little girl that played Susan.
So Peter Cushing and Roberta Toby get away scot-free.
It's cute because they have an actual connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if something dangerous happened, he would grab her and pick her up. And I thought that was
They
really
have a few
cute.
little moments like that in the first one.
That was really, because she's so tiny and she's adorable. But yeah, I liked that.
Do you like the look of the Daleks?
Yeah.
Do you like the claws on some of them? Some of them have claws instead of plungers.
I have issues with the attachments for Daleks, but we'll get...
In general, really?
Yeah, well, I don't think I can do this on camera, because there's that thing, it's like... That just
well, they don't have that in this.
I know they don't, but like, just in general, I'm saying...
She's talking about the... Which does look filthy when you demonstrate it.
Right, and the thing is, sometimes they zoom in on it, it's like, oh...
A lot in the earlier serials, yeah.
Kids, hide your eyes, kids. This is wrong.
Would you like the Daleks overall? Like,
yes.
Do you like the bumpers making them bigger? And
yeah.
Which you'd already seen, technically, by this point, but...
Yeah, I think it's quite funny that people literally just grab them.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're talking about good stuff. Talk about good stuff.
No, thing is, though, I find enjoyment from that, so...
Okay, so
I think it's really
some of the ropier moments with the effects have not... It's not that the effects aren't good, it's that they've not sold the threat
Having
very well.
seen Daleks, like, much later on in the series, that are much more threatening, seeing people do that to them, and seeing Daleks in real life, like in the Doctor Who experience, you know, when you're
even just the lobby,
even
just the lobby at Media City, like they're kind of intimidating.
I mean ones that actually move and talk.
All right, yeah.
That was really scary.
I mean, the lobby at Media City is kind of weird when you first walk in and go, "Oh, sugar, there's two Daleks over there."
People would break it often, wouldn't they?
Okay, when they were left alone, they're not there anymore.
Oh no.
TARDIS is there though. I don't know if they replace it with a new one though. They should do.
Yeah, it should do.
It's BBC tradition.
It's a nice TARDIS.
Gorgeous new TARDIS.
Anyway.
What did you think of? What do you think of the exterior of the TARDIS? I think the outside looks very good in this. With these little white frame windows, and it's very bold blue.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I can't remember what it was like.
Good. What are the good stuff? Like, did you like any of the side characters? Did any side characters stand out for you? It was fun. I
liked Bernard Cribbins' character. We didn't find out what his name was till the credits. Tom. Yeah. The thing is, though, he accepted what was happening very quickly. I think we talked about this anyway.
Yeah, the way that Act 1 of both movies is over in like 5 minutes.
Now I'm in a time machine. Oh, and now I'm on a different planet. Okay,
but it's so they can get to the adventure.
That just makes it so unrealistic. not that the TARDIS or Daleks made it unrealistic, but yeah. I liked him. I really liked his moments with the Robo-Men. Mm. That was really funny.
Did you like the redesign of the Robo-Men?
No, I was saying to you that they looked like judges from Judge Dredd.
Yeah, or like Death Star, Imperial workers at the consoles of the Death Star.
So they didn't look like Robo-Men to me.
Like, the Robo-Men look so much more frightening in the show because they just look like people
that have been turned
who've
to
had
slaves.
This thing lodged in their head. It's like sort of the bolts of Frankenstein's monster. It's like this thing has been put around their head, which then later on sort of they utilised with the Cyberman design.
It looks like they've been altered. Yeah. Whereas in this one, it looks like they've got a hat on.
It looks like they're soldiers.
Yeah, they've just got a helmet on.
Is sort of,
and one Robo-Man, he was closest to the camera and you could see his helmet was falling off. But obviously, he couldn't change it.
Because they were in the middle of a very long comedy routine for reasons.
See, I'm really annoyed
Why were they eating Bertie Bassett's
Dolly Mix?
Dolly Mix, yeah.
I would if I was them.
I guess the idea was they were being fed like essential nutrients in pill form.
This is miserable.
But they still had
sweet.
paper plates, and they still ate them like it was food.
You're gonna be economical, aren't you?
So dumb.
Yeah, so that was fun.
What didn't you like about the Dalek movies?
Everything else.
Anything specific that really ground your gears?
The music. It was awful. See, music is really important. We were talking about this with the film, weren't we? No, with the new series of Doctor Who, the score is just incredible.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace
really
after it
is.
sounded the same for a long time. Mostly because they wouldn't give Murray Gold any money to make more than like 3 new tracks a series.
But as nice as that music was,
yeah.
It's so nice to have a change. And who's the...
I can't remember the composer's name. He's amazing.
But he's amazing. IMDb it.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
It makes it completely, and such a comparison between now and then is such a drastic. You just see how much of a difference and how much it makes it, and it just took me out of it completely. I would watch it, and I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, I need something to do to distract me from this awful thing I'm watching. It's very different from Doctor Who, and I guess you've got to think of it like that if you're a fan of the series.
Sagan Akinola is the new composer for Doctor Who.
You are brilliant,
yeah.
Person. I forgot the name already.
Sagan Akinola.
Akinola, Mr. Akinola. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Music does lend a lot, especially to sci-fi. It adds to the weight of it. It brings out the levity of the fun little moments, but it should never go, this is a joke, which a lot of the Moffat-era Gold stuff did. This score makes the whole movie both movies sound like they're a laugh.
It does.
Which I suppose they're meant to be. They're meant to be just a fun trip to the cinema for a family.
Yeah, when people are dying and when it's a serious moment.
They never play the death. They never play the deaths as serious or frightening. They play them as cops and robbers, like pew pew. Oh no, they're dead.
But it's so different from what's being portrayed on the screen.
Yeah, in here, I mean, in this one, just the deaths in 10th Planet alone are like harsh and scary, and yeah.
The aliens...
Even when a Cyberman's holding basically like a lantern from its tummy, like you're like, oh, that could kill someone. You feel frightened because you see it happen. And you go, oh. Whereas in that,
we're putting this in our comedies, Ged.
We will get round to these voices when we do season 4.
Just a little sneak peek there.
Just a little sneak peek.
It's amazing. It's hilarious.
Lucy's been sweet talking me in her Cyberman voice. It's kind of hot. Can't lie.
I can't think of like a sexy sentence.
Oh.
I nearly... I'm not even gonna say.
Okay, maybe that's a good place to leave it.
Did you like it? What do you think? Have you seen these before?
I had seen Doctor Who and the Daleks, and I felt like I'd seen Daleks Invasion Earth, but I think that was cultural osmosis. I think I'd seen enough of it.
Was your brain just telling you, I've seen this, so your brain was going, I don't want to see this?
No, I think Doctor Who and the Daleks has a lot of charm. It reminds me very much of a lot of the 60s and 70s family cinema that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's very light, it's very compact in its running time. It's just a bit of fluff.
That one
It's a bit of fluff for a week, for a weekend afternoon. Let's put a film on before we make tea.
Let's do a jigsaw and put a film on.
Yeah, just something light and silly. And
it's snowing outside.
And it's fine. It's only really upsetting as a Doctor Who fan. Because you're like, oh, I really, really like what this is based on, specifically even that story, and this is a not as good version. Daleks Invasion Earth, I was kind of bored.
Really bored.
But only because...
We did a lot whilst we were watching that film.
Yeah.
We both were like on our phones, playing little games on our phones.
I never intended to. Didn't go into the movie like playing games or whatever.
No, but
it just kind of happened.
We had tea, a friend came round. We did so much whilst we watched this film.
Yeah, and we didn't have that urge you have when you're watching a really good film. You see like friend pull at the drive, you go, oh, pause it, go on, we'll catch up in a bit. It was more like a, all right,
oh god, we should pause this. I think that says a lot. That we as who we are, we love films, we love sci-fi, we love Doctor Who, and this just did not grab our interest.
They're comfy. They're comfy movies.
I think the first one is, but the Invasion Earth is just not. If
you could take Ian and Barbara out of Doctor and the Daleks, put Cribbin's Constable Tom in there.
And Louise.
And Louise. Put them in it.
Mm-hmm.
And... yeah, I'll do. Just do that. I'll be fine.
In Invasion Earth, Louise is with the character from the series. What's his name?
David. He's named.
Yeah,
he's named as David.
And we kind of went, oh.
Oh, are they going to...
oh, is that... no, that didn't go anywhere.
Well, that's why Louise is here, so they can have an elder female character who can have a love story. No, they don't bother.
No.
Probably because of the running time.
Louise looked very nice. She was very pretty, that lady. I liked her outfit.
So it's hilarious. I was watching the Dalek Mania thing, and she talked about how she loved the costume that she got to wear for it. It was designed to sort of be... she was meant to be inquisitive, like her... I guess... uncle? Yeah, she was his niece. His uncle. Her uncle, she was meant to be inquisitive like him, but she was less an inventor, more of sort of the adventurous type. So her outfit was made to look like a sort of Sherlock Holmesian...
definitely.
And it's really cool. And she talks about how she wore that, obviously, in the thing, and she loved it, and she was allowed to keep the boots that she got for it as well. And she kept them for a few years. She kept them for a few years after, like, looked after them really well. But in all the promo for the movie, especially the American promo, she was mostly just like in summer dresses or bikinis. Like in not posed with the TARDIS stuff, but like, you know, the interview. Well, you do the interviews for the films and things like that.
She was interviewed in a bikini.
Well, she was doing like glamour shots.
Oh my god!
No, it's like, hi, you're Sarah in a bikini. Let's do an interview. Like, you know, they do magazine fashion magazine.
Who?
No, but like fashion magazine sort of spread thing. You know, they have like a special photo shoot for summer. A lot of hers were very sort of summer glam kind of thing.
Really strange.
She was saying in the documentary, she was saying that like she liked the stuff she got to wear was really gorgeous, and she thought she looked amazing in it.
If I had the figure, I'd wear that now.
But it was just really weird that in the movie she was completely covered, apart from like, you know, sort of tight wearing lower half of her legs, in a really cool Sherlock Holmes-esque suit thing. Mm-hmm. And in all the promo, she didn't wear that at all.
I guess
it's like, wow, the 60s, very odd.
Something else that we need to take into account is that it's a film, it's a movie, not like a TV movie.
Yeah.
Which is what I actually thought they were.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you think they fit?
Nowhere.
And now you watch them, where did they fit?
Nowhere. In their own little universe.
Yeah, hence why they're available in a separate DVD box set here called the Dalek Collection.
It's one of those Doctor Who. Oh yeah, and those. That's what I think.
But they are, to a lot of people, maybe a generation that's moving on now, to the grave. To a lot of people, that's Doctor Who. Because that's what they saw. They saw those movies. And they've been shown on bank holidays for decades on telly.
Yeah, that would be why I see.
But yeah, it's if you do want to check these out, you can get Adventure in Space and Time on this DVD. You can also get it on DVD and Blu-ray in the 50th anniversary box set if you can find it. It was limited numbers, so good luck. The Dalek Collection, this is a DVD copy from, I think, the mid-2000s, probably. Let's have a little... 2006. So this would have been released to capitalise on the show's return and popularity. But I have seen these released very recently on Blu-ray. Big Blu-ray bulk up special editions that have been like high def to high hell.
Right.
So you can pick these up if you want. If you love these, and if you do, power to you. I wish I enjoyed them as much as you do. But you can pick them up on Blu-ray now for like deluxe special editions that look all gorgeous. We'll be talking more about the 10th Planet soon. Just so we can talk more about it here, so it doesn't interrupt Pat's first series, really, when we do season 4. How does it feel to be at the end of the Hartnell era of the show?
Sad.
You're really upset about it?
Yeah, because obviously he's the first one. He's the first Doctor that we've gone into this journey with, and seeing him change into a Doctor that's really quite charming, knowing that is over. I'm not good. I'm a person that doesn't cope with change very well, and I can't help that. So knowing that he's going to change, even though I know I like the second Doctor,
and even though you've been through it with the modern era,
exactly.
Yeah.
But every time there's a new Doctor, I'm like, no, I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate it,
and then
I'll love it. Yeah. And then I'll love him. Because I mean, with Jodie.
Yeah, you were really against Jodie when the announcement video happened. It wasn't her as the actor. You were sort of hesitant about
Because it's changed. That's
gender
what it
change,
is.
yeah.
I thought that it was too big a change.
Well, I think we talked about this before. Like you said that it was more the dynamic for you. Like you like a certain dynamic of the show's central structure.
Yeah, and I thought that
would change. It would change with it
too much.
Yeah, and it has changed,
but in a really good way.
Yeah, like it's very much the same character. Definitely is the same character.
I mean, I just have to say, I felt like that for maybe like 2 weeks. And then after
I would say it was a bit longer.
Maybe like a month.
And I think it was when
I really did get over.
You saw or heard an interview with her. You sort of went, "Oh, she's really like lovely. She sounds really fun."
It wasn't her that I didn't like.
Yeah.
It was the change that I wasn't a fan of.
But it was hearing her was what warmed you to like, okay, you're like, I'm interested to see.
Hearing that people said she was really good in things like, was she in Broadchurch? No.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and there was something else she was in.
I love her in Attack the Block. That's what I was familiar with. Her and John Boyega are the leads in Attack the Block.
Having had modern Doctor Who kind of destroyed by Clara alone. I'd kind of fallen out with that era of Doctor Who, so I got over it quite quickly because I was like, oh, it can't be any worse than that.
Yeah, and also I'm probably not even going to watch it. That kind of vibe. Like I'll see what Christopher says.
Yeah, and then seeing it, and I'm like, oh my god, wow! I forgot the point we were making.
The point we were making was moving on from one Doctor.
Yeah, so I always found, I don't know, it's stupid, but I always find it quite difficult to acclimatise.
Do you think it's going to be even harder having watched this now as well so recently?
Maybe. Knowing how he felt and what he was like.
Actually, that's something I never asked you about. So you watched this after you watched this other thing I'm about to mention, but having watched this, which is a pretty faithful adaptation of what he went through and how he felt about it, do you remember the interview with him in the dressing room for the pantomime?
The pantomime, yeah.
That's really upsetting. There's a wonderful interview. I say wonderful, it's kind of odd, but it's wonderful that it exists on here, where Hartnell's talking about being in panto and how about he's not going to miss Doctor Who, and it's fine, you just move on to another job and you do this. And it's like, oh, you're going to enjoy pantomime, do you want to do that? And he's like, no, I'm done. And I'll just check. I think the card's about to go. We've got a couple of minutes. So, like, you sort of see it and he seems very short. And he's like, oh, no. There's that wonderful moment he says, like, so could you see yourself doing this variety? And he goes like, oh, no. No, I'm a legitimate actor.
That's what he says, isn't it?
He says I'm legitimate. There's this variety. It's very different. And it's sort of what he's trying to say. Basically, is like, oh no, I do this. I don't fit into this like completely. But the way it sounds is, he almost sounds like he's going, screw the people who do this.
Yeah.
Sod them. But it's mostly because he's just not in a very good place.
Yeah.
That moment.
But you also you've got to think: would he have done panto if he hadn't have done this?
Well, I think there was more a case of like, he was one of the celebrity gets for that one because it was the Palladium.
But he did a lot of. I think he said that he did a lot of war films, didn't he? Where he was,
war comedies and dramas based around Sergeant. Because he was the title character in Carry On Sergeant, the first Carry On movie. So
I don't remember that.
No, we'll have to dig it out.
Try and block it out. Of my
I'll have to dig it out. It's the first one, so it's a bit different from the rest.
Who's the creepy guy in it?
Which narrow it down.
Oh, sorry.
Like. Sid James.
Yeah. Don't even. That's just horrible.
You would like him. You would like him in other things. If you watched Hancock's Half Hour, for example, Sid James is one of the co-stars in that. He's great.
If he's not creepy in it,
then he plays the straight man part usually to Tony Hancock's characters.
Okay, that's fair enough. But anyway, so I saw it as him doing panto showed that he changed as a person
and was up to doing warmer, lovelier.
Things for families and kids.
And maybe he did.
Kiddies.
But, well, if it makes you feel any better, we are going to get back to William Hartnell in a few seasons' time.
In about a year?
He made... No, a couple of months for us. He makes one more appearance in the role on screen. So, we'll see that in the Three Doctors.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the Series 4 video. I'm going to go press stop recording before it runs out.
See you, bye.
Oh, Susie! It's the TARDIS! It's TARDIS!